Yes. So once again, good evening. So we have planned a final revision for language proficiency, which is related to exclusively CEE exam. So carefully, if you observe, so you can see the today is 23rd. So madam has planned for articles and then parts of speech. And 24th also certain topics are planned. 25th also some topics are planned, and 26th also we have planned some topics. So the advantage and the objective of this final revision is to make you more confident, to revise all important concepts related to your CEE exam, which will be useful for both level 1 as well as level 2, so that you will feel more confident to face the exam. That's the major objective. And maybe certain concepts and certain models which madam is going to discuss now may come in exam also. So there may be a possibility, but the overall idea is not to replicate the final question paper. So we want to create a lot of confidence in all the aspirants, whether they are the students of Tej Academy or the common aspirants who are available outside, who are preparing on their own. So we want to create confidence in among the aspirants of the RIE CEE exam. That's why we planned this final revision program. Yes, I hope you all got my perspective of the final revision. Right. So shall we continue with the class? Yeah, ma'am, you can
Yes, sir.
please.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Well, students, that was a brief introduction about the revision series that we are going to run for almost 4 to 5 days. So each day we will cover a few topics which will be very beneficial in the context of exam. Okay, we will begin with, I will go directly to the articles, which are very basic, and I will start with articles first. As you can see in the screen, on 23rd means today we will go with the articles. So we already know that we have three articles. One is a and the, and we even know that where we use a and the. I will give you a brief information again. We use a in front of consonant sounds and in front of singular and consonant sounds. I mean the words which are single and starts with a consonant sound. And we use in front of vowel sounds. Here you have to make sure that the sound should be prioritized over the word. I mean over the letter. So yeah, we use an in front of vowel sounds plus when it's in singular, and the in front of the specific words which we analyze in a specific way, like this is the temple that I saw yesterday, like that, where the subject is specific. And here articles a and the clarify non-specifically, critical for sentence accuracy. So without using a and the, which are articles, it cannot be possible to comprehend or to make the sentence sound more accurate. And then we have prepositions, which are so many prepositions are there. For example, in, on, at, like that. So it define relationship like time, place, and direction. So it define the relationship between noun and verb and between the object, like that. And in this series, we will focus on the sentence completion. Like in the example, you can see she lives dash Delhi. So the appropriate preposition will be in, which we use while referring about the places. And we have to focus on error spotting, like he's a honest man, which is actually wrong. He is an honest man. Because as I told you, we should focus on sound instead of letters. H is a letter, but it sounds like, oh, honest man. That's why we use an. So this kind of error spotting may also come in the exam. And later we will go to the passage-based question, which is basic pattern of the exam, and we will go through all these things. And the mastery boost scored by 10 to 15% in language section, of course. If you know the language in a basic terms, and if you go on analyzing these technical things, it will be very helpful for you to understand them in a better way. Okay, we will first go with the articles, analyzing the rules in which we can find which is the suitable article for the sentence, and we will go to the tricks part later, like what are the tricks that we can use to find out which is the suitable article for the sentence. I know it's very simple using a and the, but there will be some exemptions, and that kind of exemptions sentences will be asked in the exam to make it difficult. And of course, some practice questions will be there. And about prepositions, like expanded coverage and practice. Of course, expanded coverage means covering more number of prepositions. We will do that in the next session. And revision with the exam tips as well. Okay. So first, we directly go with the articles a and the. I think it's better to start with a. So article defines whether a noun is specific or non-specific. Like definite articles, we have the. Like specific, we use the in front of the noun or in front of the subject, which we know in in an exact manner. Like the sun rises in the east, or the sun rises in the east, which says that we know that sun is exactly the star which gives us light. And indefinite articles, in dealing with indefinite articles, we have a and an, which are non-specific. Like among some group, it can be anything. Like in a basket of apple, if you pick an apple, we call it an apple. So among few available objects, we pick one of them. So that's why we call them non-specific. Like a book, among the books which are on the shelf, we pick any one book and we call book. In the types of nouns, we have singular, plural, countable, and uncountable. And as you know, we use a and an with singular nouns. And here is one more new concept that we should focus here, and that is articles as noun pointers, like specific versus general. Here we have specific statements and general statements. General statements are the statements which are just given in a general, like we also call it universal truth. Like eating is good for health. Eating honey is good for health. You don't have the necessity of eating the honey is specific for health, like that. So here in the types of universal truths or general statements, we don't find the necessity of adding articles. We will go with that with examples later. So that is a new concept that we should keep in our mind. Okay, so first I will go with A. So it is used in front of singular countable nouns with a consonant sound, like a cat, a university, a one-way street, one-way street, W sound. Here we have A, which can be used in front of all the consonant sounds, but there will be some exemptions, like a university. We use it A in front of university, although it starts with U, because it makes the sound of Y-O-U. That sound is when that sound comes, like the U sound comes, we use A in front of instead of an. But again, if you use the letter U and if you make the example umbrella, it will be called an umbrella, because umbrella starts with a sound. So that's why we use an umbrella. But when we use the letter U to make the word university, it will give us U sound. That's why we use A in front of it. it will be the same case when we use it in European. We don't call it an European car. We can say a European car, a European visitor, like that. Because although European starts with EU, it starts with EU, but it gives the sound of YOU or YOO, whatever it is. So that's why we use A in front of European or like university. And a euphemism. Euphemism means saying something in a nice manner. Sweet sounding words. A euphemistic remark like that. And if you make a sentence, you can say, I started a YouTube channel instead of saying I started an YouTube channel. Again, because YouTube starts with U sound, that's why we use A instead of an. I hope that's clear. And here, go to the last example for A, which is a one-way street. Instead of saying one-way street, it is pronounced as one. The W sound, W-U-N, one, it is pronounced as one instead of on. That's why we use a one-way street, a 1 rupee coin, a 1 hour wait. We don't say one and 1 hour wait. We say a 1 hour wait because one again starts with W sound, one. So she handed me and 1 rupee, sorry, a 1 rupee coin instead of and 1 rupee coin. And here we have and, which is used again in front of a singular and countable nouns with a vowel sound like A, E, I, O, U, and the silent H like R, honest. We use an in front of them. And here is also some exemptions will be there, and we have to concentrate on that part because A, I, O, U, and vowels, we can easily figure out way to add an when it comes in exam. But we have to focus on exemptions. Like, okay, I will say the examples anyway. An elephant, an hour, an MBA course. Here, there is a new rule that says in front of abbreviations based on pronunciations like an SSC exam and a UPSC exam, we use that the usage of a and an varies. Like in SSC, it start with a sound, like SSC. If you start pronouncing S, it will be something like starts with A, S. That's why we use an SSC exam. But a UPSC exam, because again, U sounds like YOU, UPSC exam. That's how abbreviation usage of A and an according to the abbreviation does varies. Okay. And if I give you one more example, what will become, what article is suitable for NRI? Can anyone tell me? So, NRI student, which article is better according to you? Okay, Ramya says an, exactly. Because N starts with NRI, non-residential Indian, of course. And N starts with N. We use A sound it starts with A sound, NRI. So that's why we use an. And same with LCD. An LCD bulb or an LCD screen or an SOS message. But there will be again some exemptions in while dealing with these abbreviations like UGC exam, UGC exam it will become because UGC start with U, which will make the sound of U, and a UK trip instead of an UK trip because UK starts with again U sound, and a NATO meeting instead of an NATO meeting we should say a NATO meeting because N directly starts with N sound instead of N sound. Instead of, in the example NRI, N starts with A sound, N. But here, NATO, it will be directly started with na sound. NATO. Okay, without any A sound or any R sound. That's why we use a NATO meeting. So just to focus on the sound, whether it's sounding like a vowel or like a consonant, it will make your work easier. Like a DC comic, not an DC comic. It will be a DC comic, like that. And mnemonic means it's a kind of a word trick to remember things. A is used for any consonant, and an is for any vowel, of course. But it's very easy to remember that these are used for consonant and vowel sounds respectively. But I think it's better for you to focus on the exemptions because that will be the difficult part in the exam. Okay, I think it's better to move to the next article. So I'm not able to check the screen. Just let me.
Ma'am, is screen is visible, ma'am?
1 second. No, I can see the screen.
Okay, okay. Just give me 1 second. I will reshare again.
Okay.
Now, ma'am?
Yeah, now it's visible. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, shall we move to the next page? Students, let me know if you have any doubts. Okay, now we will go to further information regarding the articles. So use for non-specific singular countable nouns, we use I want a pen, a and an, like that. Like among any pen, you can give me any of them. So I want a pen, not a specific subject. I mean, pen here is not a specific subject. So we can say I want a pen. Like I need a bottle, like that. But so here exemptions are like don't we have to avoid using them in plural nouns. Like dogs are loyal. So we can say dogs are loyal. Of course, it doesn't make any sense. And in front of uncountable nouns, milk is healthy, not a milk is healthy because milk cannot be counted. It's uncountable. But we can analyze, we can count the milk if it's in bottle, but we can't use a and an because bottles become plural nouns. Okay, and here we have a new concept that is used with professions. Like when someone is in a profession, we use a in front of it. She is a doctor. She is a pediatrician, or he is a professor. And what about the work which starts with the vowel sound? He is a scientist. It starts with yes. I'm not able to remember the professions which starts with vowel sound, but if any profession is there which starts with plural sound, we will use an in front of it. And here we have a trick. So you have to ask yourself that, okay, very good. He is an electrician. Nice. Thank you, Chinmay. And here the trick is, yes, an astronomer. Good. Here we have one more trick, and that is ask, can I count it. Is it one or is it general? If yes, we have to use a and an. Here, if you can count it, it should be either one or more. And if it's one, we have to use a or an. Okay, this is articles used in front of singular nouns. And is it general? We here I think using the phrase using the word general, we have to focus on it a bit more because we have to define what general literally means because some general statements come without any article like sunny like what could be the general statements sun rises in east. We can't use in the east. There's no need of the using in front of east. So it is a universal truth. That's why we don't use any article in it. Dogs are loyal. We can't. There's no necessity of using a and the in the sentence because we know that dogs are loyal. So in such kind of universal truths or general statements, uh, possibility of using any article will be very less. Or in most of the cases, there is no need of using an article. So that's about the information about usage of a and the. And I think it's better to move to the next page, which we have. Okay, used for specific nouns known to the reader and listener. Here, imagine we are speaking about something that I and you both know, like the car outside, the moon, is like this. So, because we both know, imagine we are in a same location, and we know that some random car is there outside. We can directly use the article. The car is outside. The child is playing. We know which child it is. So used in front of specific noun because we know what is it. If the listener and the speaker both know about the noun, we can use the in front of it. Or the moon. Everyone knows moon. So we can say the moon. The moon is bright today. Here we also use the. This is about the article the, which we use as a specific pointer in front of words which are very specific, which both the reader and the listener or the speaker or the listener know. Like unique entities means entities or things which are different or which are uncommon, kind of special in somewhat case, like the earth, the president. We use the in front of it. The president visited some random country. It can be anything like the president visited the United States. And again, in United States, USA, we use the front of it. I will come to that later. Here, in front of unique entities, we use the. So that is the rule. And in front of superlatives, like superlatives are the words which speak about the quality of something. Like this is the best movie I have ever seen. So the best speaks about the quality of the movie. Here in such cases we use the. And she is the beautiful model in the maybe in the event. So we can say the beautiful, the best, the excellent. It was the excellent remark that I have ever heard. So these kind of words which we call superlatives get article the with them. And while quoting groups, the poor, the youth, the rich, like that, while mentioning some specific groups, we use the in front of it. And geographical features like the Sahara, the Pacific Ocean, we use the in front of such a huge location. the Himalayas, the Alps. Alps are the mountain ranges in southern America. And you have to note here that these are all mountain ranges like Himalayas, Alps. But you can't use the in front of a single mountain range. You can say the Godwin Austen or the K2. You can simply say K2. And whatever some others mountain ranges will be there. Like Kailash, we can say Mount Kailash in front instead of the Kailash. That was not necessary when it comes to the when we speak about single mountain. But if we speak about the mountain ranges, Himalayas, Alps, we can use the. And here the new concept which is added here is that use with adjectives as nouns, like the blind, the impossible. So we can use the in front of some adjectives. Adjectives means something which define the quality of a noun or quality of something. It can be noun or any subject. And the impossible, like that. Here, the used with that exact noun. So, as in the very first line, as I said, it is used for the exact things about both the reader and listener know. So, that was about the. And here, the one exemption that you should focus on is that when we speak about mountain ranges, we use the, but when we are speaking about a single mountain, there is no necessity of using the or any article. And yeah, I have one more thing to add, and that is countries with collective names also have the in front of them. Because we can say the India, but we say the United States of America. Because USA, okay, here it comes. So the no, the with, I mean not to use the with most proper nouns like India, John. We can't say the India, or the China, or the Pakistan because general nouns. But in front of USA, we add the because United States of America is a collective noun. Like United States of America, USSR, the USSR, the UK, the Himalayas. And in the example, the Himalayas, we have to focus on its word structure. It is not the Himalaya, it's Himalayas. It's not Alp, it's Alps. So it's a collective noun. So that's why we can use the in front of it. And about countries, there will be another countries which are not abbreviated but will be used the with them, like the Maldives, the Netherlands. I have visited the Maldives because Maldives, it's not Maldive, it has S in front of it. The Maldives, what we call it. And these students, these tourists are from the Netherlands, not from Netherlands, because Netherlands has S in it. So somewhat since it sounds like a plural word, that's why we use the in front of such countries, Maldives, Netherlands, United States, UK, like that. And general plural uncountable nouns. Students work hard. Water is clear. So there is no necessity of adding the in front of plural sounds like the students. That's not really necessary. So whenever the plural comes, we better avoid using the or any a and the any article. And water is clear. It is kind of general statement, very general, that the water is clear. So there is no necessity of adding an article. If you are confused about whether to add or not, just focus on the sentence. If the sentence is demanding an article, it's better to add it. But in some manner, you will get an idea about whether to add it or not. If the sentence is already sufficient with itself, then there's no need of adding it. So you just try to understand the sentence first. So there's a new exemption that is given here, and that is the with language. So, okay, we can't use the in front of language. Like English is global. We can say the English is global. I can say Kannada is mother tongue, not like the Kannada is my mother tongue. So no in front of language. And special cases will be there. The with rivers, the Nile, but not lakes. Okay. So we can. This is a special case that I recently um, got information about. Like we can use the in front of names of rivers. So the Nile is the longest river in the Africa. We can say that. And but not in front of lakes. Well, this is very new information, and it's better to remember this. We can use the article the in front of rivers and not in front of lakes. And here the mnemonic will be proper nouns pause before the. So if the noun is very proper, if it's exact, we can use the. And in front of the words which are known by both listener and the speaker, we can use the, and all the other exemptions we already discussed. Okay, what is the next one? So we should not use the articles in front of some special cases like general plural or uncountable nouns, like books inspire. This is general statement that books generally inspire. It's a work of books to inspire. So it is a general statement. So there's no need of adding any article. And moreover, books is a plural. So there's no necessity of adding with the or any article. Honesty matters. We can say an honesty matters. Because honesty matters is more general statement. It's kind of a universal truth that if you're honest, it would be better for you and for others as well. But if you convert this honesty into a sentence like he's an honest man, he's an honest man, you have to use an in front of honest. But if the sentence is given in general, there is no necessity of using any article. And about proper nouns, Delhi is vibrant. So Delhi is a proper noun. It's a name of a particular city. So there is no need of adding any article here. Delhi is vibrant means of course it is vibrant. And Mumbai is a busy city. We can say that. But we can't use the Mumbai. So there is no necessity. There's no requirement of it. And in front of abstract nouns, there will be again we have to avoid using articles like love conquers all. This is abstract in general as well because this is more general statement. We can consider it as a universal truth that everyone knows that love conquers all. If you give you some other examples, freedom cannot be taken away. We can't say the freedom cannot be taken away or a freedom cannot be taken away. Simply, there's no need of adding any article in a general or abstract or universal truth. And if we speak about institutions in general, school starts early. Okay, here school starts early. So here we are speaking about institution. A school is an institution. We can directly keep the sentence without any articles. So college education is good for students. So some people will drop out in their when they are in school. So we can say college education is important for the students or important for students. Again, there is no need of adding the in front of students. And in the same way, college is also an institution. There will be no necessity of adding any article here as well. And here we have one more new concept, and that is no article with sports and games. Okay, this is very cool. we say that cricket is the favorite game of the nation. So we can't say the cricket. So there is no necessity again adding the or any article in front of games like cricket, chess. I can say badminton is my favorite game. I can't say the badminton. Simply, there's no necessity of it. So here we have one more trick. So general or abstract, drop the article. So if as I said, if the statement is general or if the statement is abstract, we have to leave the article. Abstract means, as I said, the love conquers all. Freedom cannot be taken. Honesty matters. Kindness improves society. So here again, kindness improves society. There's no need of adding articles, especially the here. And if you say kindness improves the society, that will not be a grammatically wrong sentence. It still be a right sentence. But in the second sentence where you use the, here you will be you will be speaking about some exact society. So it's not a general. It will no longer be a general statement if you add the in such sentences. And if you say kindness improves society, that will be a general statement which will don't have the necessity of using article. So in the case of general, abstract, or universal truth, just drop the article. So this is about articles and what we have in the next page. Let me see. Okay, watch out for exemptions. Exemptions matter because it will be it is the situation in which most students and including everyone will face confusion. We have to use the with musical instruments. He plays the violin. She is good at playing the guitar. So while speaking about musical instruments like violin, guitar, piano, I'm playing the piano. We have to ask the with them. And historical events. Okay, this is interesting. While speaking about historical events, we again have to use the in front of it. Like the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution took place in the 18th century, in the early 18th century maybe. So we are here. I think we use the here in the cases of historical events because we know exactly when it happened or what is the purpose of such historical event. So that's why I think we use the with them. Like the first war of Indian independence took place in 1857 or 59, I'm not sure. So the first war of Indian independence. And here again, we should not use the article with meals. Breakfast is ready. We can say the breakfast is ready. Okay, I think the statement, the sentence is already sufficient with itself. So it's not demanding any article from our side, like meals. Breakfast is ready, dinner is ready, like that. And transport modes by bus, by train. And while speaking about the transport modes, bus, train, or aeroplane, there's no necessity of using article. There will be a few more cases in which no articles is needed, but these are all the things that we so far know. And fixed phrases with the United Kingdom and Middle East. Yeah, this is, I think, United States, United Kingdom, and Middle East, these are all collective nouns. It's not like India, China. The names of these countries are a bit different from the general, from the general terms in which we call countries. And no article with at school, in bed. Here again, there's no need of adding article when we are speaking about a location like school, or in bed, we can say I'm in bed. If you say I'm in the bed, it will be something like you're literally inside the bed. It feels like that. But if you say room, you can say I'm in the room. Here it works with the. You can. It will be incomplete if you say I'm in room. It feels like complete. It seems like you should add an article to it. I'm in the room. She is in the room, and she is sitting on the chair. You can say she is sitting on chair. So the is needed in such cases. Just be bit conscious about the sentence. Okay. And here we next have the new concept. Okay, here again we have one more new concept. Articles in idioms. The more, the merrier. While article is the sentence is a if it's an idiom, we can use the in front of it. And mnemonic instruments and events love the. Okay, if you can remember it, it's better. So, while speaking about instruments like piano or guitar, violin, anything, we use the with them, and exactly with the events as well, because events we know about them and they're exact as well. They are more specific historical events, so we can use the with the events. Okay, shall we go to the next page? So let's study some exam hacks for the articles. We have four categories right here. First one is the sound check, and second one is the context clue, and third one is elimination and the memorization, and again the trick will be there again. So sound check. First we have to check the sound. We have to read aloud a versus an, and you can read aloud in the exam center just to speak in your mind. Just try to frame the sentence using both a and an, and it will tell you which suits better for the sentence. Like an honest man. If you say a honest man, that sound and that vowel sound will collide. That won't become that uh, proper to pronounce it. So if you try to pronounce it in your mind, like it will become easier for you to understand whether which article suits the sentence better. And here one more thing is that the context clue that we have here, noun repeated, use the. Okay, so whenever there's something introduced first time, we use the noun. Like a princess was living in the kingdom, and she is the beautiful princess that people ever ever seen. So first we used princess, and then we can say that she is the beautiful princess. So for the first time, we will use the noun with the article a or an, whichever depends on the sound of the given noun. And then we will go with the. So I bought a shirt. The shirt is blue. I bought a chair, and the chair is it's strong, like that. And if you go with elimination, check on the noun tab, singular, countable, specific. Okay, this is very simple that we already discussed. And to memorize, you can use key phrases like the sun by car. I think there's no necessity of memorizing anything for the articles part. We can generally know which article, so the sentence. So it's not that really tough. What we have to do is to focus on the exemptions, and that will make your work done. And there is one more trick, and that is visualize the as the laser point for specific nouns. We know that we use the for the specific noun, and you have to use it as a laser point, like the temple in the third street or the school which I visited last year. You know that it is the same school that you visited somewhere in the past. So you can say the school which I visited last year, like that. Okay, this is about hacks. Okay, let me see what we have in the next page. Okay, just check the sound and check the context, in which context the sentence is given. And of course, elimination. Like if it's singular, you can directly eliminate. If it's plural, you can eliminate a and an. And the is not generally used in front of plural sounds. Plural words. Okay, sir, I think it's better to move to the next page. Okay, here you go with your test. The answer is already given here. She is dash honest teacher with a dash MA degree. Of course, she's an honest teacher with an MA degree. Because honest H becomes silent and MA star it's the abbreviation format. So MA, it starts with A sound M. That's why we use an in the both in the gaps. And error detection, the water is essential for the life. So we have to remove the before water and life as well, because it is general nouns. First thing is that, and it is a general statement. It's a universal truth that everyone knows. What is essential for life? Anyone can say that. So there's no necessity of adding article here. And as I told you in the very beginning, that in front of unique things, unique nouns, we have to use the. Instead of saying Taj Mahal is in Agra, you can say the Taj Mahal is in Agra. The Red Fort is in Delhi, not in the Delhi. It's in Delhi. And he plays cricket every weekend. And try to if we try to add a article here, it sounds kind of um, it won't sound that kind of correct here. Like he plays a cricket, of course it doesn't make that complete sense. He plays the cricket is not needed here, and of course we can't use it here. So itself the sentence is sufficient with itself. So there's no article is needed. I need dash information about dash exam. So again, I need information about the exam. You know which about on which exam you need the information. So you can use the in front of it. You can randomly ask for information about any exam. You know exactly which exam you're speaking about. And you need information. I need information about the exam. So that's about the examples. Okay, what we have in the next page? Okay, it's about prepositions. I think before. Okay, it's about prepositions. We have many prepositions which will be used in front of nouns and subjects. So let's find out what are they and way to use them. Okay. So it basically shows the relationship between nouns, pronouns, and other words, like the relationship of time, place, direction, etc. Okay, this is general. We have to focus on the main prepositions which are in, on, at, by, for, of, to, which, about, from, over, under, between, among, across, and against. Here, the new concept is there, which is prepositions as connectors in sentences. The book is on the table. So basically, preposition connects the sentences. Like the book is there, and table is also there, and it's connecting this, connecting the phrases that it will let us know that book is on the table. So it's position basically. So prepositions, okay, the position, the word is hidden itself in the word preposition. It speaks about the position of a noun. So in is used in longer periods like in July or in 2026 in autumn, in afternoon. So it's specifically about periods and which are long. Okay. And on is used with specific days or dates like on Sunday. We visited my mother's house on Sunday, or we will visit my friend's house on Sunday. On 15th August, we celebrate Independence Day. On New Year's Day, we will have a party like that. We'll have a party or something, some celebration. So we use an with specific days or dates. And at is, of course, about precise times or events. At 8 p.m., I usually wake up at 5 p.m. 5 a.m. in the morning. And at dawn or at Christmas, here it is used with specific events like at dawn. It's not an event, but it's a specific time in a day. So we can use it at with it. And at Christmas or at Christmas or some other festivals, we can use at, which are basically events. And by, we use deadlines, like we have to submit this by tomorrow, or by tomorrow I need this submitted, like that. And one more thing is there with by. Okay, sorry for that disturbance. We use by in a passive sentences, like this book is written by her, or this novel is written by Jane Austen. So here by used in a passive sentences as well. And here in active sentences or in general statements, we can use by to refer deadlines. And for is of course for duration, like for 3 days. And he has taken a fast or fasting for 3 days. And 4 years used for while speaking about duration, time duration. And two with time range. It should start with one point and end with another point, from Monday to Friday, from January to February, like that. And since, of course, it's a beginning point of something, like since 2020 or since morning, he's working since morning or he's exercising since morning, like that. It should speak about the specific time in which the event started. Here, okay, big time use in, exact time use at. If the time is like if it's speaking about the year or months, we better use in. And exact time, like some random time in the day, like 8 p.m. or 9 p.m., we can use at in front of it. And while using in, there will be a exemption. We can use in while speaking about something like she has a baby in her arms. In her arms. Okay, here we arms is not an enclosed space or anything like that. But we use in such statements like she has a baby in her arms. Means she's holding a baby. And while some sentences like this also works with in, like she is in pain after the struggle, or he is in great pain after the breakup, like that. So that in that sentence, in that kind of sentences also we can use in. And what do we have next? So shall we? Okay. Okay, here is the rules. Position for place. Okay, these prepositions are generally used with space when we are speaking about space, space and place, like that. In in is used for enclosed or large areas, like in a room, in India, in a forest. But here in her arms, in his arms, this kind of statements will be different. We have to focus on the sentence to find out whether it demands in or not. On is for, of course, surfaces and lines, like on the floor. She is lying on the floor, on a road, on page 10, like that. So it's basically either lines or surfaces. And at is for specific pointers, like at the gate, at the mall, at home, like that. And by is for proximity, by the window or by the park. And we will complete this by next week, like that. So it's either speaks about the proximity or the time period within which the task will be completed. Okay, this is about by. And we use between while speaking about something which is between the two objects. Like, okay, between two trees, I can see a rabbit between two trees. So rabbit is there between two trees. When we use between, when we speak about two objects. And among is more than two. Imagine something is there in a group and you're choosing something out of it. Like I can see a child among the crowd. Means among the crowd, there's a group which is more than two. You can find out something among the crowd, and among the he choose the best. He is the best person among the available actors. Means some actors available there, and he chose best one of them. And across, against. So across or against used with movement or position, like across the river. She walked across the river, or she walked across the street. And against is used in, like, the ladder is ladder. Instead of using ladder, we can say the child pressed its face against the window, or don't lean against the wall, like that. So in such cases, we can use against. And near, the close proximity. Okay, this is very general. We can use near when we are speaking about close proximity or close distance, near the school or near the shop. Okay. And here we can remember this with the mnemonic. In means inside, of course, and on means surface, and at is about the spot or the place. So that's about in, on, and at, and other prepositions as well. We speak about place. Okay, let me see what we have in the next sheet. Okay, by. Okay, here it's given with the passive format. We use by for means, like by train or by hand. I will go by train. This painting is done by hand, means it's not generated by the computer. And while speaking about the passive sentences, like this is written by Austin, or this book is written by my friend, like that. And for is for purpose, and for while speaking about the recipient, For purpose, you can say for learning or for fun. I studied all night for the exam. Here, it defines my purpose of waking up all night. That is about purpose. And if I go with speaking about recipient, a gift for her. I bought this ring for my mother. So here for speaks about the recipient. Who is the recipient? Okay, that's about for. It either points out the purpose or recipient. And of we use while speaking about possession or quantity. The friend of mine. Or well, if we speak about quantity, a cup of tea, like that. And two with directions to the market and recipient as well gave it to him or gave it to her. So it's either like for it also directs, I mean, it let us know who is the recipient or it will speak about the direction. And we use with in complement, sorry, accompaniment or something in addition, like with my arm or with my leg, sorry, with my arm or with my team, like that. And instrument, while speaking about the instruments, like cut with a knife or cut with a chainsaw or something which is used to do some actions in general. And with means something in addition. I will be this with my team, like that. So you should know that something is accompanying the main noun or main subject. And about um we use the preposition about when we speak about a topic. Like a book is about science. But other than this topic or something like that, we also use about in different situations. Like when we are speaking something roughly, like it's about 5 o'clock, it means it's almost 5 o'clock. But we can say it's about 5 o'clock. So here we are speaking the time in an approximate manner. So when we speak roughly about something, we can use about. Like there's about 20 people in the party. There are about 40 students in the class, like that. Okay, this is and one more thing is there. If you, we also use it when we speak about our readiness, like I'm about to leave or she's about to come, like that. So other than topic, we use about in these kind of situations. And from is speaks about the origin. Okay, this book is from Japan, or this laptop that I'm using is from USA, or like that. And over and under both speak about position or movement, like over the fence or under the bed. She's hiding under the bed. He jumped over the fence. And during, of course, it's a time duration, a specific event duration, like during the class or during the festival season, the price of uh, the price of flowers usually hike, means increases. And here is the trick: match the preposition to the verb's action. Okay, like if I give you the sentence, my friend painted this picture, we can say that we can find the action of the subject. When we find the action, verb's action means subject's action or the noun's action, because verb exactly means action itself. So in a sentence, if you find the action, it will be easier for you to find out the suitable preposition. But it's not that I think if we want to keep it simple, just focus on the sentence and we we can know which preposition is suitable by following these rules, which we already seen. Okay, here sometimes we get confused between using which preposition suits better the sentence, like in versus at. In for cities in Mumbai or in Delhi, and at for specific spots at the station or at the library or at the coffee shop, like that. If we are speaking about the big cities, we can use in the Mumbai. I'm staying in Delhi, in Mumbai. And it for minimal spaces, like specific spots in general. And here we go with the on versus in. For transport, we use on with bus, plane, and like that. And we use in while making a sentence about car or in a or boat. So you can simply remember this by analyzing it. Something like if you are able to stand on a vehicle, you can use on. They can stand in a bus and on a plane as well, or on a ship. But you have the only option of sitting in a car or in a boat if it's small. So on for ship, because you can stand or walk in a ship, sorry, on a ship. But in the car, there's only option that is to sit. Okay. And between versus among. Between, of course, for two items when something is there between two things, we use between. And among is three or more. When it's about a group, we better use among. Among the students, we have to choose a participant for the event. And fixed phrases: on time, in time, by chance, and for instance, you have to come on time, like that. In such phrases, if you know them once, it will be easier for you to, you can remember them while dealing with sentences. In time means early. So she always comes in time, like that. And same with by chance or for instance. And there's a new exemption, that is no preposition is needed with home. Like I go home or not to home. Okay. I go home, not I go to home. So go home is sufficient, as they say. And transport, check public or private. Usually public transport are bigger than private ones. Private transport like car or other such, it will be smaller and you have to sit in it. So that's why it's better to use in with them and on with the public transportation like ship, plane, bus, okay, or train, like that. Okay, let me see what we have in the next slide. Elimination: rule out the prepositions that don't fit the context. Okay, you already know the language and you can analyze whether the sentence demands a preposition or not. Like at for time, not place. Like we can say be ready at 8 p.m. and sometimes we don't use it while speaking about places. And verb preposition pairs, memorize, depend on, apologize for, or believe in, aim it. These are actually verb preposition pairs that if you know them once and if you make a sentence out of it, it will be, I think that much is sufficient to remember that what preposition they really need. Like we usually depend on our parents for money, and she apologized for her mistake, and believe in God. We don't say believe at God or believe the God. We can say believe in God, means believe in the existence of something supernatural. And aim at, again, we have to aim at something good. We use at in such cases. And context check, is it time, place, or purpose? So we already discussed this. If it's about time, we have specific prepositions which will be used with them, and same with the place or purpose. And one more trick is there, and that is visualize the prepositions as position markers. Example, on as a book on the table. In means inside something, or it means your it speaks about the location or specific spot. So it speaks about the place. So visualizing them, of course, will help you. And speed tip, identify the preposition type in 5 seconds. Okay, when you look at the sentence, or when you look at the options which are given, like in, on, at, by, you can easily visualize it. Like on means something it is like on the table, the book is on the table. So it speaks about the position of the book, and in means inside something. Okay, like that. Okay, it's better to move to the next page. Again, you here we have a small test. She arrived at 6 p.m. by train. By, as I told you, we use by when we are speaking about some transportation facility, and at is for time. So she arrived at 6 p.m. by train. And error detection, he is good in maths. So I think in some previous class, I don't know, I told you that while speaking about one's proficiency, one's skill, we use it with it. He is good at maths. She is good at singing, like that. And multiple choice, the cat is on the table. So it speaks about the position of cat which is sitting on the table. So on. And we talked on the phone for an hour. For an hour speaks about the time duration of the phone call. And we talked on the phone. On the phone here, it won't specify the position. Rather, it speaks about the medium. It connects the phone uh, with the call. So we talked on the phone. We can't say we talked in the phone. It don't feels that good. Okay, and here the fifth one says divide the candy among the four kids. So of course we use among when it's about more than two. Divide the candy among the four kids. So this suits better. While dealing with the sentences, just look at the options and just pick the best out of it. And here we have quick revision and exam tips. Okay, yeah. A and an for singular and countable and non-specific nouns. And for vowel sounds, okay, not letters. And for vowel sounds, and those with specific nouns, unique, superlative. Superlative means which speaks about the quality of something, like best or extraordinary or beautiful. I mean, like most beautiful, like that. And when we speak about the groups, rich, poor, youth, youngsters, like that. And no article is needed when we speak about general nouns and proper nouns and sports, like everyone loves to play cricket, not loves to play the cricket. So article is not needed there. And trick is specific when we speak about something in specific, we use the and sound a and an. We have to focus on the sound for a and an, because for the vowel sound we use an, and for consonant we use a. And in for the general statement we use none. And on prepositions, for the time and means when the sentence is speaking about time, we use in. For broad, I mean in broad, like in 2025 I was graduated in 2025, like that. And on is for days, at for times, and by for deadlines. We have to complete this by, I mean, by the given period, whatever it is. And for is for duration, and since, which is the starting point um, of a action, which whatever it is taken place. So place, when we speak about place, we use in for areas, on for surfaces, and at for points, I mean specific points or locations, and by for the near. And between is for two, and among is for more than two. And others, like of possession, we use of for the sentence which show possess. This is um, about the possession of something. And two is for direction, like and I'm moving, this train is going to Bangalore, like that. And with is a tool which we use with as an addition with something, like we will do this work with my team, like that. I'm with my best friend, like that. Here with my best friend is not a tool, but it shows that connection between the noun. And during is an event, during a festival or during some event you can use during. That's you can easily identify the preposition during here. And trick is that time pyramid, place funnel, verb preposition pairs. And mnemonic, articles point, prepositions connect. Articles usually point the noun, whether it's a singular or plural or what it is. So it speaks about the exact point, and prepositions connect the words, connect the phrases. Like the cat is sitting on the table means it shows the cats and its position on the table. So this is about, if you know these things about articles and prepositions, I think that much is sufficient. And just don't get confused with the exemptions. So what we can do to find out the right answer first is to read full sentences for context clues. Because when you read the sentence, you find that whether the sentence is complete or incomplete, what we should add to make it right. And eliminate the wrong options in multiple choice, like roll out it for months, so it's not needed. And practice 15 to 20 questions daily. That will make your work easier, and you will be more familiarized with the question pattern. And memorize tricky phrases, the USC by heart on time. If you're already if you're comfortable with the language, with English, it will be easier for you to understand where we can use the correct preposition. So otherwise you can practice.
Ma'am, thank you. I think we can continue with the second part tomorrow.
Okay, sir, that's fine.
It's already almost 9:10, so maybe we'll continue with the second part tomorrow.
Okay, sir, sure.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Remaining uh, students, see, I hope you all did very good at your preparations, and maybe you kept your 100% efforts to prepare. So that is already done. And whether it is 100% preparation level or 80% preparation level or 60% preparation level, nothing is going to change now. The one thing is in your hand, that is the further 5 days. The 5 days which you have, that is from 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 5 days. During these 5 days, how well you can revise and how better you can attend the mock test provided to you, that brings a huge change in your final score. The purpose of giving the maximum number of mock tests for you people, that is almost 23 mock test papers we have planned. And the 23 mock test papers definitely will help you in the final exam. You don't see that maybe the first 2 3 papers are very easy, we're able to score beyond 140, and then maybe the next chapters next mock tests are little difficult, you are able to score only 100 marks, and because of that if you stop attending the mock test, that won't be a good strategy. The purpose of planning for the 23 mock test is to make sure to experience maximum variety of questions for all of you. That was our intention. That is why in the initial part, the first 3 tests we gave little easier. Slowly we increased the difficulty level of mock test. And you see the mock test number 13 onwards, almost mock test number 12 to 13 onwards. Those mock tests are at the next level, which will be useful for both level 1 as well as level 2. The reason behind this is the level 1 and level 2 paper will be almost same. It is not going to be much different. It is almost same. So my humble request to all of you, please do practice 23 papers. Maybe you might have attended one time, no problem, you can attend second time. Multiple number of times you do practice in these 5 days. As much as possible, the 23 question papers you please practice. Definitely you will find the difference in the final exam. The one who practice these 23 mock tests will have better advantage comparatively others. Right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you all. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Good night.